Hey everyone, I'm back, and in today's video, I'm just going to talk about the science of disgust. So, I won't waste any of your time, so let's start. So, what is disgust? Disgust is basically an emotion that is developed to protect us from harmful pathogens. Our brain detects anything that could contain harmful pathogens, and it is a defense mechanism. It is activated quickly, and its purpose is to protect us from diseases, from harmful things that could contain toxic chemicals, etc. That is at the very basic level what the emotion of disgust is for. And if we talk about the brain areas, then the anterior insular cortex is involved. It works like a gross alarm. It starts ticking off whenever our brain perceives something that could contain harmful pathogens and toxic chemicals, etc. It This alarm triggers and uh, uh, triggers that emotional feeling of aversion to get away from something. Other brain areas are the orbitofrontal cortex, the one that figures out the amount of grossness or disgust of a substance. Other areas involve the basal ganglia the and another area that is important is the amygdala hippocampus complex. Now, hippocampus is the brain region for storing and for in the management of memories, and amygdala is the fear center of our brain. So amygdala hippocampus complex is what allows our brain to store memories of disgusting and grossful uh, substances, so we stay away from them in the future as well. So what else I got for you? Well, disgust is not limited to physical substances. Disgust can also arise through cultural things and even moral principles. So in certain there are certain taboos in societies, and they are developed to protect us. So societal disgust are developed to protect us from doing things like taboos that have that are perceived as very bad in society. And this strong aversion helps us to stay in a community, stay joined in a community, and helps us to avoid any behavior that can get us seen as an outcast and get away from a group, the which is the case that group activities and community building is very important for our survival. What else I got? Well, cultural differences can also make a huge difference. For example, a lot of East Asian and South Asian foods might seem extremely uh, disgusting and grossful to some people living in the West, and some activities and cultural some activities and cultural items of the West may seem disgusting to uh, Eastern Eastern Asians and South Asians, because cultural differences also shape heavily our perception of the world and how we make opinions about the world we experience. Well, disgust can the emotion of disgust can become desensitized. In other words, the impact and the strength of the emotion of disgust can be reduced by repeated exposure. As I was reading it, I came through it. For example, surgeons are trained to control their disgust impulses when they are dealing with bodily fluids, and people also suffering with OCD of contamination, like they always feel they are dirty, they are constantly washing their hands. I also read that those kind of people are also trained in this specific way, that they are desensitized to contamination, and their brain is they are trained to stay relaxed in those situations like contamination and dirt, which might otherwise freak them out. And even in ads and campaigns, For example, in anti-smoking campaigns, they will show you images of black lungs and other visual images that are simulating disgust to avoid you that certain behavior. These psychological and cognitive biases and phenomena are always being used in ads and campaigns and in the media to shape your opinion about other objects. In short, disgust is your brain's personal alarm system. It is very complex. The whole coordination of your brain to come to this very specific activity is fascinating. I think that this is enough for today. I'm running out of ideas. So I hope I didn't waste your time and you found something worth it. See you in the next one.